In the glitzy pantheon of the world's richest individuals, where charismatic yet controversial characters like Elon Musk play the rock stars, an unexpected hero is quietly queuing up for the #1 spot on the list for the wealthiest person on the planet. Meet Jensen Huang, Nvidia's maestro visionary poised to become the kingmaker. In today's episode, we chronicle Jensen Huang's journey from the shores of Taiwan to the absolute pinnacle of global influence and wealth, illustrating a tech maestro from modest background poised to refine the elite circle of billionaires as we introduce you to the future richest man in the world, Jensen. Chapter 1: Nvidia and Jensen Huang since 2020. In the tech world's version of a Cinderella story, Jensen Huang, Nvidia maestro, is on a turbocharged ride that will likely land him at the top of the world's richest list by 2030, with a net worth of $64.2 billion, thanks to Nvidia's eye-watering $1.8 trillion valuation. Huang is seizing the throne of the AI and graphics chip revolution, and his strategic mastery and technological foresight haven't gone unnoticed. In 2021, he was named the Time 100 magazine's annual roundup of the world's most influential people, and he is undoubtedly enjoying the benefits of his digital-infused labor. Huang is living the high life in a sleek 11,000 square foot palace on San Francisco's ritzy Billionaires Row. His chip mansion isn't just any swanky crib, it's a futuristic fortification with 7 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms, as is likely necessary when you're the gregarious giant in the graphic space. There's also a movie theater for the family's viewing pleasure and a wine shop that can make Dionysus weep, as well as postcard-perfect snapshots of the Golden Gate Bridge and Alcatraz Island for free. Inside, it's all about refined elegance with decor and design that scream 21st century mega mogul. Now for the human touch in this tech titan's tale. Lori, the lady who has had his back since their lab partner days at Oregon State University, and shares his life with his 2 children, Spencer and Madison. Spencer dabbled in nightlife with a Taipei bar that snagged a spot on Forbes' Top 50 in Asia, and Madison is charting her own course in the family empire as the product marketing manager for Nvidia's Omniverse, a venture that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi, but Lori is not just the queen of Hang's heart. She's the style guru behind his now iconic black leather jacket, a look completed with input from their daughter. But it's not all CPUs and leather jackets. The Huang family badge also represents philanthropy. Their foundation devotes love and resources to public health, STEM, and higher education with a focus on the California Bay Area. Their generosity doesn't stop with cash injections. The Jensen and Lori Huang Joint Innovation Complex, a $200 million venture aimed at revolutionizing collaborative research and education, has brightened Oregon State University's horizon. And the secret source of Huang's lavish lifestyle and kind spirit is, of course, a significant share in Nvidia and against the backdrop of an AI chips. Market primed to boom. Nvidia's data center GPUs priced at $40,000 spell out financial dominance in bright letters. This IT juggernaut's Q3 net income rocketed up by 1,200% to $9.2 billion, is less than a financial statement and more a mic drop, proving that in the high-stakes casino of the tech industry, Huang is holding a royal flush. Surely, you clicked on this video because you want the play-by-play on exactly how Jensen Huang will in the short order become the world's richest man, when we already have household names like Musk, Arnold, and Bezos. Let's break down step by step how Huang is likely to snatch victory from the jaws of tech in the next. Chapter 2: Why he will outpace the other world's richest men. To get you in the mood, imagine a world where the richest person isn't someone who sells clothes, cars, or even rockets to space, but someone who manufactures the brains that power computers and video games. Spoiler alert, that person is Jensen Huang, and by 2030, he'll be at the top of the wealth chart for a number of reasons. First, let's look at his company's financial performance over the last 10 years. Exploring Nvidia's financial rise under Jensen Huang's guidance reveals a journey from a solid revenue of $4.13 billion in 2014, just 10 years ago, to an astonishing $26.9 billion by 2023. Naturally, this leap highlights Nvidia's strong position in the AI and gaming sectors, experiencing exponential growth in demand with no signs of slowing down. As a result, Huang's wealth has skyrocketed to over $60 billion in just a few years, illustrating the significant impact of Nvidia's market leadership. In comparison, billionaires like Bernard Arnold and Elon Musk, despite their substantial wealth, are involved in industries that are generally growing more slowly and might feel the squeeze in the coming AI revolution. For example, while Arnold's leadership in luxury goods with LVMH and Musk's innovations in electric vehicles and space traveling are pioneering, they lack the explosive short-term growth potential that AI and chips, Nvidia's current specializations, offers. Indeed, as digital transformation, particularly that which requires chips and artificial intelligence in order to grow, becomes more integral to all life aspects, from self-driving cars to advanced medical diagnostics, the demand for technology is expected to soar even higher. Moreover, Huang focuses on cutting-edge technologies like quantum computing and deep learning could revolutionize computing power and efficiency. Nvidia's leading role in these fields suggests its financial growth and Huang's wealth will continue to surge, outpacing traditional industries. For instance, since 2014, the success stories of Bernard Arnold and LVMH and Jensen Huang at Nvidia have been incredible, each leading their fields. As of 1 decade ago, Bernard Arnold had a net worth of approximately $35 billion, dominating the luxury goods market. Under his leadership, LVMH made €30 billion in 2014. Even though some areas like wines and spirits had difficulties, by 2023, LVMH's earnings jumped to a huge $86 billion, a little less than a 3-time growth rate, showing the brand's wide influence and control in the market. Arnold's wealth also shot up, hitting around $190 billion by early 2024, showing his smart strategies and luxury brands' lasting popularity. However, in comparison, Jensen Huang's Nvidia started in 2014 with $4.13 billion in revenue and soared to $26.9 billion by 2023, a 6-times growth rate, nearly double that of LVMH. This huge rise highlights the company's top position in AI and gaming sectors will absolutely parabolic potential in the coming years, especially compared to luxury items which require overhead and supply chain management to expand growth. Thus, looking at LVMH and Nvidia's growth side by side, the differences are clear. While LVMH's progress is impressive, Nvidia's growth is on another league, driven by the tech field's ability to innovate quickly and on a large scale. Furthermore, the comparison between Huang's steady rise with Nvidia and Musk's unpredictable financial strategies with Tesla and his other projects sets an interesting stage for future projections. The tech industry, fueled by continuous innovation and a growing need for computing power, especially in AI, provides a promising environment for Nvidia's ongoing expansion. While Musk projects, despite being innovative, come with a degree of volatility and unprecedentability in terms of technology adoption, market response, and financial stability, his unconventional financial moves such as his sometimes admirable, sometimes controversial decision at Twitter, now called X, add an element of risk that might affect his wealth growth over some time and indicate a man who may not be wholly obsessed with holding the #1 spot forever. Indeed, even in the realm of AI, Musk seems less concerned with the profit motive and more concerned with the inherent risk it poses to humanity, considering the factors it becomes increasingly plausible that Jensen Huang's wealth might outstrip Elon Musk's by 2030. Nvidia's path under Huang's guidance is well aligned with the technological advancements expected to prevail in the next decade. In contrast, Musk's diverse portfolio, while absolutely outstanding and likely to grow even more, encounters challenges that could slow down his wealth accumulation pace, and of course there's Jeff Bezos with a fortune of $161 billion as of October of 2023, steering Amazon to revenues nearing $470 billion in 2021. Despite Amazon's continued expansion, its growth pace has moderated as Bezos' departure as CEO, and his broad investment strategy may lead to a more consistent, though less mediocre increase in wealth, contrasting sharply with the explosive growth potential within the AI and tech sectors. Jensen Huang and Nvidia, however, stand at the cusp of the AI revolution, poised for exceptional growth. Nvidia's robust financial health evidenced by a 74% gross profit margin and a 206% spike in revenue over a single quarter underscores its pivotal role in the generative AI market, and this sector is predicted to balloon to trillions in plural by 2032. Should Nvidia sustain its momentum, it might become the first $5 trillion company by 2030, aspiring to $190 billion in annual revenue, a target seemingly within reach given Nvidia's historical growth rate of 30%. However, you're probably wishing we addressed the elephant in the room when it comes to the AI revolution and the future of tech. What about Apple, currently in the news for its recent VR headsets and the seeming industry leader as far as name recognition? OpenAI in the next chapter will explain why the actual heads of these organizations are unlikely to surpass Jensen Huang in actual wealth by 2030. Now, the conversation about Jensen Huang surpassing the wealth of tech. Chapter 3. But what about Apple and OpenAI? Now the debate over Jensen Huang surpassing the wealth of luminaries like Tim Cook of Apple or Sam Altman of OpenAI. Despite potential differences in their companies' market values, revolves around the equity each holds in respective firms. Huang's substantial Nvidia stake has a significant impact on his wealth accumulation. As of September 2023, Huang directly owns 8 million Nvidia shares, with an additional 78.7 million shares in trusts and family partnerships, for a total of 86.7 million shares, or approximately 3.5% of Nvidia's outstanding shares, making him the largest individual shareholder. In contrast, Tim Cook's ownership of approximately 3.3 million Apple shares following a major stock sale is valued at around $565 million. Thus, despite Apple's larger market capitalization when compared to Nvidia, Cook's relatively minor equity stake of about 0.02% of outstanding shares means that even significant increases in Apple's market value have a less pronounced effect on Cook's personal wealth than Huang's potential gains from Nvidia. And Sam Altman's status with OpenAI is unique. Altman is chosen out of equity participation in OpenAI, which is valued at $27 billion, reflecting his personal financial mindset and OpenAI's organizational goal of prioritizing AI development before profit. As a result, Altman's financial standing isn't directly linked to OpenAI's market valuation in the same way that Huang's is with Nvidia, which is why Huang may outpace Cook or Altman in wealth even if Nvidia's market cap trails behind Apple's or OpenAI's. Huang's huge Nvidia investment implies that his wealth is inextricably linked to the company's market success, and as Nvidia's value rises, particularly with the AI surge, Huang's fortune is expected to grow dramatically, demonstrating the direct advantage of his substantial equity position. This leverage effect, so crucial to Huang's wealth trajectory, is less applicable to Cook due to his smaller Apple share, a non-existent for Altman at OpenAI, and yet we still haven't explained how the champion of chips in the 21st century got his start in a career that is likely to make him the world's richest in due time. Indeed, in the intricate world of technology and innovation, few stories are as compelling as that of Jensen Huang, and they all begin on the other side of the world from Silicon Valley during the 1960s. Chapter 4: The Life Story of Jensen Huang. Born on the 17th February of 1963 in Tainan, Taiwan, Huang's journey is a riveting chronicle of ambition, perseverance, and triumph over adversity, and the surname Huang, as aficionados of both genealogy and the Forbes list well known, is not just common, it's a byword for influence and achievement in Chinese and Taiwanese society. Indeed, the Huang surname helms is a legacy worn by dynastic scholars, revolutionary heroes, and more recently, boardroom titans and tech mobs. Consider, for example, the likes of Heng Xing, a key figure in the Xinhai Revolution that overthrew the Ming Dynasty, or Hong Renyu, a historian whose writings have shaped modern Chinese intellectual thought. And then there's our protagonist, Jensen Huang, who with a name as mighty as his has perhaps always been destined to stand at the vanguard of the tech revolution. Now, the early 1960s in Tainan was a time of economic ferment and social transformation. Picture a city teetering on the edge of the industrial boom that would catapult Taiwan onto the global stage, and Tainan was a symphony of traditional markets filled with the scent of incense and the buzz of scooters zipping past ancient temples, a place where the past and the imminent future collided. Thus, Taiwan's socioeconomic landscape during Huang's formative years was marked by a seismic shift from agrarian roots to industrial and technological prowess. Yet, for many, including the Huang family, the promise of the island was eclipsed by the lure of opportunities abroad, leading them to seek a future in the United States. Huang's odyssey commenced with his family's relocation from Taiwan to Thailand when he was merely a child of 5. A move propelled by his father's vision of a brighter future for his offspring in the United States. This vision led them to Tacoma, Washington, where Huang and his brother found themselves in second with an uncle at the tender age of 9, a strategic decision made against the backdrop of Southeast Asia's turmoil during the Vietnam War era, and the linguistic barrier was formidable. His mother, undeterred and not fluent in English, indigenously tasked her sons with learning 10 new English words daily, a rudimentary yet effective method of surmounting this obstacle. Furthermore, it was in this vibrant setting that young Jen Hassan's decision to westernize his name to Jensen was more than a nod to globalization. It was a savvy branding move that would one day help him navigate the corridors of Silicon Valley with ease. Now the nucleus of Huang's family was steeped in the virtues of education and professional excellence. His father's expertise in chemical engineering and his mother's dedication as a schoolteacher underscored the family's ethos. Despite early challenges, including a stint at a reform school due to a misunderstanding and facing bullying, Huang's fiery temperament and unyielding resolve saw him through Oregon soon become the family's haven, where Huang attended Aloha High School, distinguishing himself academically and skipping grades to graduate at 16. Thus, his childhood, a complex blend of hardships and academic feats, forged a character of unparalleled tenacity and work ethic. Huang demonstrated a competitive streak and a penchant for strategy, as evidenced by his status as a nationally ranked table tennis player and an active participant in math, computer, and science clubs. These early indicators of his competitive nature and intellectual curiosity prefigured his approach to business and the relentless drive for innovation that would hallmark his career at Nvidia. However, as we'll see in the next chapter, this burgeoning tech titan wasn't even the only member of his family to have a future vying for the top position in AI, let alone the broader world. Chapter 5: Family Ties of Jensen Huang and Lisa Su. In the high-tech echelons of Silicon Valley, A fascinating familial connection underpins the fierce rivalry between two titans of the tech industry, AMD and Nvidia. Dr. Lisa Su, the dynamic CEO of AMD, and Jensen Huang, the visionary leader of Nvidia, share more than just a passion for innovation and a penchant for leading-edge technology. With Huang being Su's second uncle, their relationship adds a personal twist to the competitive saga unfolding in the artificial intelligence chip sector. And the competition between AMD and Nvidia is not just a business rivalry, it's a vivid illustration of how companies compete for supremacy in emerging tech domains. Already, Nvidia has carved out a significant lead in the generative AI boom, posting record revenues bolstered by AI chip sales. Meanwhile, AMD, though trailing in the revenue race, is diligently working to fortify its stance in the AI domain. Furthermore, the stock market has keenly tuned into this tech duel, with Nvidia's shares skyrocketing by 220% in 2023 and AMD up by 70%, highlighting investor optimism in its AI strategies and its potential to disrupt the market. And underneath the corporate veneer, the personal dimensions of this rivalry are equally compelling. Lisa Su's journey also from Tiananmen, Taiwan to the pinnacle of AMD epitomizes the fusion of intellectual strategic acumen and unwavering leadership. Her formative years in the United States, shaped by her parents' emphasis on the mathematics and science, set the stage for a storied career in semiconductor technology. And Su's academic odyssey at MIT, where she honored her fascination with semiconductors, culminated in a PhD in 1994, paving her path to the apex of AMD. Now, while the professional rivalry between Su and Huang commands headlines, their family ties weave a subtle backdrop to their corporate engagements. Both leaders navigate the competitive landscapes of GPUs and AI chips, each steering their respective companies with an eye on innovation and market leadership, and their familiar relationship, though acknowledged by both parties, seems to be a secondary role to their professional endeavors, and Su's characterization of their connection as distant relatives during a 2020 webinar speaks to the primacy of their business interactions over personal ties. Thus, as AMD and Nvidia continue their race for AI supremacy, the industry watches captivated by the strategic moves of these two formidable leaders whose shared family history adds a unique dimension to their professional contest. However, it seems that only one family member is poised to become the world's richest individual in the next few years. In the next chapter, we'll highlight step by step how Jensen Huang is likely to accomplish this monumental feat. Chapter 6: The Path to Becoming the World's Richest Man. For Jensen Huang to claim the title of the world's richest person, Nvidia must maintain its upward trajectory in market capitalization, and Huang would need to either preserve or expand his shareholding in the company. And considering the current wealthiest individuals hover around net worths between $100 billion and $200 billion, a significant surge in Nvidia's valuation or an increase in Huang's ownership percentage would be required. Therefore, to estimate Jensen Huang's net worth by 2030, we must examine Nvidia's market cap growth and Huang's wealth progression since 2014. Nvidia has evolved from a company focused on graphics processors to a frontrunner in artificial intelligence, catapulting its market valuation to unprecedented levels. For example, in the first quarter of 2014, Nvidia's market cap stood at approximately $12.68 billion, soaring to $887 billion by the first quarter of 2024. This marks an astonishing 6,900 increase over a decade. Consequently, assuming Nvidia continues on this growth path, its market cap could reach above a whopping $60 trillion by 2030, maintaining the same rate of growth, yet such unbelievable forecasts are highly speculative, influenced by myriad factors such as market dynamics, Nvidia's performance, and Huang's company shares. Additionally, as Nvidia grows, sustaining such an aggressive growth rate becomes increasingly challenging. Therefore, we can still analyze Huang's journey to the world's richest man without needing to lean on otherworldly figures. For instance, should Nvidia's market cap simply double from $1.77 trillion to $3.54 trillion, with Huang's stake constant at 3.5%, his net worth would similarly see a potential doubling, surpassing $120 billion. However, to outpace the present wealthiest individuals, both Nvidia's valuation and Huang's ownership must experience further growth. So let's up the numbers a bit and discuss the possibility of Nvidia achieving a $5 trillion valuation by 2030, more than double their current valuation but less than triple. This possibility is anchored not in mere speculation, but in the firm's revenue increase and AI's monumental economic potential, which some experts say could inject between $7 trillion and a whopping $200 trillion into the global economy by 2030. Thus, Nvidia's journey to a $5 trillion market value necessitates a compound annual growth rate of 21.6% to reach $190 billion in annual revenue by 2030, a feat that appears achievable given the company's past decade's growth rate of 30%. Therefore, should Nvidia's market value escalate to $5 trillion, Huang's stake would proportionally rise, provided his share percentage remains stable without significant shifts in the company's outstanding shares. Currently, with Nvidia's valuation at $1.77 trillion, reaching a $5 trillion market cap would mean about a 2.82-fold increase from its present net worth. By this calculation, Huang's net worth could see a potential surge to roughly $181 billion, multiplying his current fortune by the same factor. Moreover, if Nvidia were to attain a $7 trillion market cap, this would signify approximately a 400 increase over its current valuation, and under this scenario, Huang's wealth could potentially escalate to about $253 billion. Again, assuming his shareholding percentage in Nvidia stays consistent and there are no notable changes in the total shares issued. However, again, these projections are inherently speculative, hinting on a multitude of variables such as Nvidia's onward financial achievements, market dynamics, and Huang's own investment choices. With that being said, it is clear that the story of Jensen Huang's rise to prominence is an impressive one, and a saga will all be watched with bated breath throughout the decade. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please press the subscribe button and the bell icon for regular updates.